Hey, I'm in Bali right now, which is pretty crazy, and I thought it would be really cool to share with you some of the stuff that I bring with me when I travel. So you see, I used to be a homebody that never left and never traveled. I had never been outside the United States until 2 years ago, where I only flew 2 times. And then in this year, it was 33 flights for over 65,000 miles and more coming. It's crazy. So my philosophy for the things that I bring with me is that I don't want to check in anything into a plane. I don't want them to lose it or abuse it. So I only like to have my carry-on luggage and a backpack. As for luggage, I use July. It has a nice soft hard shell case to it, so it flexes a little bit, but also protects things a little bit. And I've managed to just cram a ton into this thing like no other. I just squish it all together and it somehow works. It doesn't make any sense. My favorite thing is that it has little cubes for your clothes, and there is a battery bank built into it, so you never know when you need an extra charge. Within the luggage is this little Peak Design toiletry bag here that has a little hook on there. It's pretty nice. Oh, it fits a lot of things in here. And I got this little travel shaver thing that I got in Japan from Braun. The only thing that stinks is that it uses a proprietary charger instead of USB-C, so that's a bummer, but you know, it's nice to have a little shaver and it doesn't take up a ton of room, and it's waterproof. The other big star of the show is the LTT Store backpack, which has a ton of storage built into it. One of my favorite things about it is all the security features that are built into it. So you have all these hooks that can clamp onto each other to make it really hard for pickpocketers, and there's also a little storage that allows you to hide an AirTag into it. Now, this backpack may not be intended for those who are using cameras, but I made it into a camera bag. So the water bottle holder conveniently holds my Peak Design carbon fiber tripod, and I have this Moment camera cube that just slides in here perfectly. And of course, there's just tons and tons of storage all over the place, stuff for your laptop, your tablet, whatever else. And I also have this LTT Store tech pouch. I also have this neat passport holder from Nomad. It's a leather little passport holder that has a nice little pen holder in there if you ever need to write on anything. And there are little pockets here for different things. In one of the pockets, I have a Chipolo tracker, which works on the Find My network. So really cool to be able to have a bunch of these things here, and a convenient way of being able to track down your passport so you don't lose it and need to replace it again like I did. Another thing that I packed with me is this pack safe little carry-on bag here. It's really neat because it has a whole bunch of things built into it to prevent people from being able to pickpocket you, which is really nice to have. So they have this neat little latch here where you have the different kind of zippers that you can kind of put into this little hook here, and then you slide this over it and then lock it into place. And then you have this zipper right here that goes into this little loop here, which makes it very hard for someone to just unzip and take whatever's out of your bag. And the bag itself has an RFID safe pouch and a whole bunch of other pockets that are available for you to put things into. And even the strap is hard to take off unless you rotate this the proper way. And then I got a little carabiner to put my Berkey water bottle onto, which filters any sort of water as I drink out of it. Now, as for clothes, especially in Bali where it's humid as all get out, I have some really cool clothes that I got from Textile. It started by someone who worked at OnePlus, which is kind of an interesting thing and a kind of a neat tie-in with tech. But it's neat because, you know, it doesn't get wet. It just falls off your clothes. It's pretty wild. So I like how well these fit on my form and how it just repels water. And I gotta say, I'd never thought I'd be really stoked about underwear and shorts, but their underwear and shorts are really incredible. Really dig them. Probably the best shorts I've ever had. They didn't sponsor this video or anything like that, but they do have a coupon code that they gave me as an affiliate or whatever. So if you want to pick them up, there are links down below in the description next to everything else that's listed in this video. But along with that, I did purchase some stuff from Uniqlo. I picked up the Aerism shirts and I thought it would be really good for Bali, but man, I gotta admit, it just retains all of this sweat. It's pretty rough, so it's not the right option for this kind of weather, but they have the Dry X athletic shirts and it's perfect for out here. So that's an option. I also purchased some local clothes for Bali for like the shirts and like pants, and it's great. They just kind of breathe really well and it doesn't retain all that sweat, which is really good. I also got some Asics shoes from Japan recently, and these are great because when you're traveling, you walk a ton. There's different tours or trails that you go on from businesses that want to, you know, kind of show you around, or it's just a more walkable city. So I wanted to get something that was really good for my feet because, man, it really hurts when you don't have good shoes. And as for my wearable, I always use the Whoop. I don't like using a smartwatch because I don't want another screen, another thing notifying me, but I want to track my health and my fitness and how I'm sleeping and all that stuff. And the Whoop does a really great job of it. It's definitely my choice. There's a link to get a free month to try it out. I know it's a subscription, but you know what? You don't have to buy it all, right? And if it breaks or you lose it or whatever, they just send you a new one, or they upgrade it and they just give you a new one. It's great. All right, as for smartphones, I always have both iOS and Android to keep things balanced and aware of how everything stands. For my Android phone right now, I do have the Oppo Find X8 Pro, which is really awesome. They have this like awesome white color that has this process that they use, which makes each and every device unique compared to another one. It just has this like iridescent marbly look that I just think is really cool. The screen is really great, the performance is really awesome and fast, smooth, and the camera is pretty stinking good. The hardware specifications are crazy, and I think the tuning is really great, especially next to US focus options like what you can get from Apple, Samsung, and Google. I'll have a full review of this. Once I've made that video and it's posted, you'll be able to watch it by clicking the link in the description or the card in the corner. So obviously with how many Android phones are constantly coming out and that I have to review, that slot for Android gets switched out a lot. But for iPhone, the obvious choice is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's really convenient when you need to AirDrop with other creators or people that you're working with, or when you're creating content like on a Mac. There's so many times when I make a video where I need a last minute shot or a video. So being able to go out and film something or take something and then AirDrop it to my computer right away and just add it to the timeline is really convenient. And even though the camera specs may not be as good as some Android phones, the video quality itself, especially Apple Log, is really dang good because it has really high quality image and it makes it very easy to adjust in a video editor because the quality of the file is just really good and it's fairly standardized. And if you think that a lot of professionals are not using their phone for things, you would be mistaken. It's crazy how many people are using their smartphone at professional events now. As for cases on the iPhone, I do use the new Moment case, and it's really neat because it has this little interlocking system that allows you to attach different things over the lenses like a VND. If you really want that cinematic look with the proper shutter speed next to your frame rate, you will need to have a VND. Otherwise, with a lot of light and stuff like that, it kind of does a lot of weird stuff where it increases the shutter speed and increases your aperture and all these other different things to make it so it's not so blown out. So to get the look that you want in the ideal sense, use a VND, and it's really cool being able to do that. But my favorite one is actually the Cinebloom, which adds something that's a little bit more unique, adds some character to it rather than just handling exposure. Okay, apparently I had a brain fart and I did not pack the Cinebloom, but I did pack the anti-glare option, and that one is really helpful if you have stuff like these windows and glass right here and you want to get rid of those reflections. So this is what that looks like. But this clamp system is super clever and really awesome. Good job, Moment. And then when we have the Clicks keyboard case, which is awesome for those long flights or rides where you just need to answer a whole bunch of emails and you're really sick and tired of autocorrect just messing and fudging up everything over and over again. You just want something that takes what you put in one-to-one, and this is awesome. This is a neat little accessory that was started by Michael Fisher, or Captain Two Phones, or Mr. Mobile, and some friends, and they're kicking some butt. So go check it out. And then I have the Stallman clamp by Condor Blue along with the Angelbird SD card reader. This is really awesome because Apple Log takes up a ton of room, even if you're using a third-party app like Kino or Blackmagic. So being able to clamp this onto your phone is really helpful, and something that's really unique about it is that you'll see that it clamps on lengthwise, which is a bit different than other ones that clamp on from side to side and hit all your buttons and stuff. It's really annoying. I hate those. Like with everything Condor Blue, the quality is really, really good, robust. It clamps on like nobody's business and has a ton of little mounting points and things to mount onto it, which is really cool. That means that you can also use this with Arca Swiss tripods and then mount on things like the Angelbird SD card reader or anything else on here. And that keeps your internal storage free from being hogged up by all this video, and it makes transferring things really, really easy because we all know that AirDrop is convenient, but it's also slow. As for audio, I prefer earbuds because it doesn't take up as much room as headphones, and that's important for me when I travel. I like finding something that is really well-rounded and convenient for travel, so it may not be the best for sound, but it may be the best for being a well-rounded option. So the first option is the classic. It's the Apple AirPods Pro 2 for the iPhone, and this is really great because it has awesome ANC, really fantastic transparency, the battery life is good, you have that Find My network in case you forget something and you're clumsy like that. The sound is decent. It's not the best out there, but it gets the job done. And of course, it switches between Apple devices pretty easily. My other option is the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Because there's a custom EQ option in the Galaxy Wear app, this thing sounds really amazing with my custom EQ. When I was listening between the AirPods Pro 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro with my custom EQ, it was crazy. I was listening to the new Linkin Park album and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing. And I was just like hearing things I didn't normally hear on the AirPods. So it's really enjoyable to listen to things on the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro with the EQ, and it has really great ANC. The transparency is solid, battery life is good. The only thing I would say that's a little bit of a bummer is that the multi-device option isn't like true multi-device. You have to still like manually choose between all of them, so it's not as proper or smooth as other options out there. And since I edit a lot of video and I don't always trust wireless Bluetooth for checking out the sync for everything, I want to have a wired earbud option, so I use the Truth Ear Hexa. They sound pretty dang good, especially for something under $70. So if it happens to get lost or stolen, I'm not going to be, upset about it. So this is a great one that packs away very easily. As a content creator, I need a lot of cameras to, create content as a creator. Anyways, I use the Sony a7S III, which I'm filming on right now, and it is kind of my ride or die. It's something that is just amazing. It's a workhorse. It's gotten the job done for many years for me, and the low light capabilities on this is really pretty incredible. So it's really diverse and able to handle most situations that I throw at it. As for the lens, I use the Sony 20 to 70 millimeter f4.0. This focal range handles pretty much 95% of the situations that I throw at it. It's amazing. A little bit wider, which is really nice. If you turn on stabilization on your camera, you can kind of get a little bit of that width back. And f4.0 doesn't really bother me because I am shooting products and things like that, so I want to see the subject itself, not just the corner of it. So not really that big of a deal. And with the dual ISO option of 800 ISO and 12,800 ISO on the a7S III, it works out pretty well in the dark anyways. And if you look at the VND that I use on it, I use a Moment VND almost all the time. That allows me to kind of sit on 800 or 12,800 ISO, and I adjust my exposure through the VND and aperture. So one of the things I had to buy for the Bali trip is this DJI Mini 4 Pro. It's really easy to use. It's amazing for this hike in this volcano. And one of the things that I really love about it is how easy it is to use. So you don't have to have like a ton of skill on a drone. There was a moment where I lost connection for a moment and it just automatically knew to return back to the home base. And that saved my butt. So I love that feature. With the controller, you're able to see everything on the display, so you don't have to get your smartphone and shove it in there. That was really cumbersome before, so having it in here is really nice. And this is 249 grams, so it's light enough that you don't have to have a whole bunch of legal restrictions depending on where you're at. One other neat thing is that the sensor itself can rotate 90 degrees, so you can record it in vertical video at the full resolution. It's not a crop of the sensor. You actually get the whole dang thing. It's really neat. So I'm on top of Mount Batur in Bali, and we did a little sunrise hike up here. It is beautiful. Check out the view. While up here, it's a really great opportunity to use the drone. They have tea, they have a little breakfast where they boil the eggs in the steam of the volcano that we're on, which is pretty crazy. And then, you're also hearing the microphone from the new Sennheiser Profile little microphone set here. How do you think it sounds? One of my favorite purchases over the past few years has been the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm using right now. This thing has a really nice big sensor, so it has really beautiful image, really nice depth of field, and it can make it easy for creating content on the go because it has a built-in gimbal, it can follow things, and it really is a lightweight, small form factor, which is a great replacement for your mirrorless camera or DSLR if you need to travel light. There have been many different events and conferences that I've gone to, and I just brought the DJI Osmo Mobile Pocket with me instead of my Sony a7S III, which is pretty crazy. Another thing that go along with the Osmo Mobile Pocket is this little adapter or case that allows you to have a little wrist guard on there, but you can also set it up as a tripod. But it gets even better. If you have a metal surface, you can just plop it onto it and it just sticks to it. And now you're recording things and it's following me. So this is really nice if you are solo filming and you want to be able to, capture things without having a cameraman. Pretty awesome. One of my favorite things to bring with me while I'm traveling is the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Not for all the smart things, but because the camera is just really solid and convenient. You get those really great point of view shots, you're able to keep your hands free, and you're also aware of your surroundings because you have nothing going into your ears, but you can still listen to things from your phone or whatever device that you're connected to. I personally went with the transition lenses because it allows me to wear these both inside and outside. Now the Insta360 X4 8K 360 camera is an awesome piece of kit when you want to capture something in those chaotic situations. All you got to do is kind of throw it up there and just do whatever you need to do. You don't have to worry about composition. I use this while riding on an ATV and while hiking, and there's just a lot going on in those situations, so the last thing that I want to worry about is composition. So this allows you to just film it and then figure it out in post, which is really nice. As for microphones, the Sennheiser Profile wireless mic, which I'm using right now, is a really clever option. You can use it like a handheld mic like this for interviews. There are little microphones that you can clamp on, like those DJI mics. You can clamp them onto your person if you want to. And of course, you can hook it up to your camera or your smartphone. I think it's really clever what they've done with this. It's very modular and just gets a lot done. The only thing that I would say is a bit of a bummer is that the hot shoot clamp or adapter for it is made out of plastic. And I used it while hiking Mount Batur and bumped it up against my backpack just once and it just broke off because it's made out of plastic. So hopefully they can make it out of metal and replace it for all of us. And then we have the Rode Wireless Micro, which is a really neat microphone that is in a nice case that's just a bit bigger than a typical earbud case, but small enough to fit in your pocket, which is really cool. It is incredibly simple, straightforward, no frills. All you have to do is plug it into something with a USB-C port like your phone or your laptop, and then download the app, adjust the settings if you need to, and then speak into the microphone. It just works, and it's really simple. It's nice to have really high quality audio that's always with you. Because it's so simple, small, and easy, I think there's no excuse for someone having bad audio. The laptop that I bring with me on my travels is the new Apple M4 Max 14-inch MacBook Pro. So I've upgraded to this one from my 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro. And I wanted to go to a 14-inch model because, well, it's lighter and it's smaller, which is really important for me for when I travel. It's not my main computer. I use a Mac Studio at home, but when I travel, I want to have something that's light and easy. This thing is super crazy fast, insane. That nano texture is amazing on the plane. It's amazing in this hotel room right now with this window next to me. It just looks beautiful. I don't see any glare. There's a full review, tests, comparisons, and the other reasons why I upgraded to it in a video that I made that is linked in the card up in the corner. As for storage, I have always loved using Samsung SSDs. So I've been using them since the T5 series, and I have a whole bunch of T7 series. And they have the T9 series, which is way faster than even the T7 series, which is awesome because the M4 Max and M4 Pro has Thunderbolt 5. So it can take advantage of those insane speeds. So I love using this, but keep in mind, it's really good for transferring files, not so much for actually editing off of, because the T5 and T7 was fast enough. Don't get too much FOMO, but it is pretty cool. And then we have the PGY Tech memory card holder, which is awesome because it fits all of my memory cards in a water resistant case. And it also acts as a memory card hub. So I can have something here that I just plug into my computer and read all my memory cards. It even has a SIM ejector tool, which has saved my butt a few times. And then I have my Kindle Paperwhite. It's a new version here. And I used to read a ton of books before I did YouTube, multiple books a month, but I wanted to get back into it because I really enjoy reading. So I picked up the new Kindle Paperwhite, which has a brighter screen, it's faster and responsive, and it moved away from the micro USB port that I used to have into USB-C, which is really nice to have because it lets you USB-C all the things. It was crazy. I was able to trade in my old Kindle. It wasn't even a Paperwhite. It was like an old school Kindle, and I had like some sort of bonus to it. So I was able to get the new Kindle Paperwhite for only $100, so no brainer. As for chargers, I have this big honkin' Nomad charger. It's 130 watts, so it works with charging my laptop at full speed and any other things I want to, because there's 3 ports. It does adjust the speed if you plug in more things, but you know, it's more than enough. But this is a really honkin' big one, so it won't work very well on those planes. So I have a smaller one, which is this tiny little 65 watt one. This one is great because it has 2 plugs on it, and it's light enough that when you plug it into those airplane plugs, it's not going to droop down and just fall out. That always happens, and it drives me nuts. So I love having something that's nice and light, but still charges fast. And then I have the Magtime USB-C magnetic cable. This thing is awesome because it holds its shape, makes it really clean, and I just love cable management. So really clever, really simple, but a great idea. And then I have my Condor Blue iJustine USB-C cables. These things are really robust, have a right angle to them, and you can kind of mold them to a certain shape. Just really high quality. I love these. And then finally, a travel adapter charger. You never know where you're going to go, so it's good to have one of these. This is a pretty generic one. I don't know what the brand is. It works. So that's what I bring with me when I travel. There's definitely a lot of other knickknacks that I bring with me, but it would make this video way too long if I went over all that. I would love to know what you think about my whole setup, any suggestions or thoughts that you have, so leave those below in the comments. And if you'd like to pick up anything that I mentioned in this video, it's linked down below in the description. All right, I got to work on a review of the Oppo Find X8 Pro, so I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. This is Tech Day. Until next time.